start off with a quote, and that quote is, "We all have the extraordinary coded within us, waiting to be released." Gene Houston said that, and I just believe in the greatness that's within everyone, and I just like to encourage people when I start talking to them about LinkedIn that they have their light shining brightly on that platform and throughout their life, because I find in life and on LinkedIn especially that people are playing a bit small, and so I'm always working on people to release the greatness that's with them and step outside of the box. And probably one of the main limitations that I see people doing on LinkedIn that echoes that sentiment is the fact that they're describing themselves in terms of their title or their position, which is, a very small element of their essence and doesn't really get to the core of their greatness. So that's what I work on primarily with people, and try to get people to, think beyond what society would like to, define you as. I hope that's a useful tip. I'm known for having 59 LinkedIn secrets, so that's a big one. So one thing that I like to do is to be of service to you, but in order to do that, I need to know more about you all. So I can't see you all, but if you could all just raise your hands to start with. And as I start to go through a few of these LinkedIn characteristics, then I'll ask you to either keep your hand up or to lower it. So everybody's hand is up? Okay, very good. So those of you that have fewer than 500 connections, please lower your hand. And those of you that are involved in fewer than 5 groups, please also lower your hand. Are there still hands up? One hand up. Okay, does that person have at least 5 recommendations? Yes, okay, very good. And is that person using the LinkedIn app?
Hi, you got him. He finally put his hand down. Mr. Real Estate finally.
Oh, it's not a get you thing. It's just an exercise to show that we could all be doing more on LinkedIn. And I didn't even get to the fact that LinkedIn has a publisher feature, which you may or may not know about, but we can certainly talk about that. And the requirement that you're going to have to do 2 to 3 posts a week to really be effective and to be seen. So that's a few things that help me know where you folks are at in terms of your LinkedIn experience and capabilities. So I'm trying to just open up, you're thinking about this incredible platform that I've been using for 5 years, and just a little bit about my background is that I started building a real estate business on LinkedIn. I only became a coach a couple of years ago because I found that I had realized success by using their platform to find investors. And these people that bought from me here in Florida were mainly people from Eastern Canada and the Northeast U.S. And so, the idea of social selling really involves 3 things. It's connecting, it's finding first, it's connecting, and then it's engaging with those contacts and developing longer-term relationships. So that's what I've done. And my investors have tended to buy more than one property from me. I'm currently still looking for properties for investors that, I found 5 years ago on LinkedIn. But, my real passion is in helping professionals like you all to be more effective on that platform and to, have more success. So that's what I've gravitated towards. And I have a background in training with DHL Airways, and I taught English as a second language. And I just like to see people with more opportunities. And if there's one word that I would use to describe LinkedIn, it's all about opportunity. I truly believe that it's changed the way business is being done around the world. So one thing I've developed is a IQ quiz. It's called What's Your LinkedIn IQ? And I just want to share one question that's from that quiz and get your own feedback on that so that we can be a little more interactive. And the question is, which one of the following individuals is not on LinkedIn? Which one does not have a profile? So here's a list of 8 people. Howard Stern, Bill Gates, Rush Limbaugh, Sarah Palin, Jay-Z, Vladimir Putin, Barack Obama, and Oprah. So the first thing that's interesting is that all of them are on LinkedIn except one of those people. So we're looking at billionaires, we're looking at thought leaders, we're looking at talking heads, and people of influence. So what are the thoughts of the group there?
Rick thinks it's got to be Vladimir Putin, but I believe he is on LinkedIn. So I just think he's so far out, he's probably on there.
Okay, and who do you think is not on there then?
Barack Obama, I think, is not on there, but he's advertised being on there. I'm looking at it.
I'm looking at it.
So, who were the other choices? Oprah?
Jay-Z.
Jay-Z.
Well, it's an interesting list, isn't it? Because you wonder why they're on there. They certainly aren't on there because they need more money. But everybody's on LinkedIn for a different reason. They're wanting to build their business, or they want to be seen as an influencer, or they just want to have a presence there because it's a platform that's growing by leaps and bounds. I don't know if you realize, but every 6 days, LinkedIn adds another 1 million members. Well, it's pretty phenomenal. It's grown now to 400 million members, and ultimately, LinkedIn hopes to influence over 3 billion people around the world in terms of what the jobs they're doing and where they can enhance those skills and what kinds of educational institutions, including LinkedIn, can provide them with greater credentials so they have more opportunities. That's the long-term vision, and very few people are aware of that as well. But if you think about it, at 400 million, it's just 1/8 of its intended size, even though it's grown so phenomenal. So I hope that's a bit enlightening as well.
And Gary, we're also embarrassed to have to admit that half of us don't even know who Jay-Z is.
Oh, well, think about Beyonce. Think about Beyonce for a moment, but he's certainly in the billionaire category. No worries. It's just a very eclectic group of individuals. But the thing about LinkedIn is that you can virtually talk and connect with any decision maker anywhere in the globe now with the LinkedIn platform. And you have to be strategic about it and all, but it has become that credible. And if I was to give you a few reasons as to why I think you should spend more time enhancing your LinkedIn, they would be the following reasons. One, credibility, because if people don't know you and they go to Google and search for you and you have a LinkedIn profile that's optimized, then that will be highly ranked on the Google search. And then people can see what your headline is and learn more about you just from that search on Google. Separately, the demographics of LinkedIn. The average income of someone on LinkedIn is twice that of someone that's typically on Facebook or Twitter. So you're talking to a more robust, more educated, a more high-income caliber individual on the LinkedIn platform. And let me ask what you think the fastest growing demographic for LinkedIn is. Any ideas?
We got the boomers and retirees as the two answers.
Boomers and retirees. Well, you're not close. It's college students. College students. Although some boomers are college students, I was a college student in my 50s getting my master's. So, I can relate to continuing education. But, LinkedIn this past year bought a company called Lynda.com, which has an e-learning capability and over 4,000 videos. So it is moving in the direction of becoming an educational force itself. And that is going to help attract the younger demographic to that platform. It's the most expensive purchase that they've made so far. It's $1.5 billion, and it's a 20-year-old established company that they added. So again, I don't know if that's news to you all, but it indicates a little bit of the direction that they're moving. Let's see. Another reason is that LinkedIn has the LinkedIn Publisher feature. So this happened, probably about 2 years ago now. They used to have 150 influencers that could share their thoughts or their articles freely on LinkedIn, but then LinkedIn opened that feature up to everyone. And still, after 2 years of having it open, only 1 million LinkedIn members are using the LinkedIn Publisher. So what it enables you to do is essentially have a blog feature that becomes a permanent part of your profile. So as you can imagine, this helps establish you as a thought leader or an expert in your particular field. So I highly encourage you to look at that, and I can certainly help you determine how to use it if you want some help doing that. But I found it very useful. I have about 16 different blog articles under my name on LinkedIn, and they're all like LinkedIn tips, how to use the platform better. So just by going to my profile, you can learn a lot of things about using LinkedIn more effectively. And of course, like I said, that helps establish me as an expert or someone that is contributing value to my network. So that's another very credible reason to expand your use of LinkedIn. So with that, I just want to open it up to some questions and what's on your mind about this platform called LinkedIn.
Mic's open. Go ahead, Rick.
All right, Gary, hope you can hear me. I was noticing I just got an invitation on LinkedIn. I got my high profile rating up there at 95 or better, and there's a test that they want to do, a beta test, but it's for real estate professionals. That's LinkedIn Profiler. It's got the LinkedIn, logo and everything with it. So I don't know how somebody gets the right to do that, but they're asking to start this plan if it's done successfully in the San Francisco Bay Area for having workflow.
So you got invited to this beta experience?
Yes, for Dallas Fort Worth areas.
Oh, well, congratulations. I think, that'd be fun to be part of. LinkedIn is always experimenting and trying, different ways of reaching out and adding value. So, it would be awesome to be a part of that. I participated in an ebook that LinkedIn put out about social selling, and so there was, I think, some 33 of us that participated in that experiment. And, it's very enlightening, and, it will only enhance your connections and your visibility. So I think you should be proud that you've been invited.
I guess the way to know that you're truly not being duped or anything is to know that it's going through the LinkedIn.com website to get back.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it sounds legit to me. And I see a lot of opportunity for realtors in general on LinkedIn. I see that even some of the top performers in real estate, could use, some additional tips and direction in their profile to, I see many of them don't have a call to action, for example, on their profile. So, like people throwing information against the wall and hoping it sticks and that people somehow react to it, but a call to action, tells people what they need to do.
Right. There's also a professional or higher level of LinkedIn that they ask you to join, but I haven't done that yet. But I can tell you that because I had my profile up and had it well filled out, had a lot of references, a lot of friends, I was that's how I was sought after by a recruiter that had a assigned recruit for a certain position. That's how I got the current job I had.
Wow, awesome.
It's
What's your
something.
last name? I want to look at your profile.
It's Rick Shaw, SHAW.
Okay, awesome. I'll take a look.
But there is such a wide world of things that can be useful. I mean, it's like the professionals' Facebook. Where you put your resume, what you do, what you've done, organization. And yes, there are people that seek to find people and to sell business to you and such, but at the same time, there's some good connections you can make. And
Sure, are you aware that I'm sorry, go ahead.
Well, you can find your friends and find out people that you didn't know what they did or what they really were about.
Yeah, exactly. Well, are you aware that you can share video and PowerPoint presentations on your profile?
I have not done that. I've seen some of that, but haven't had time to try it out.
Yeah, it works very effectively, and you can really load it up with media. It makes your profile, stand out from others, and it really makes it pop. So, consider that for some of your future marketing.
Okay.
I have a question about that. And as a financial advisor, we're so regulated that we're not allowed to have the endorsements feature. And so our LinkedIn profile, very, very basic, very little advertising, and almost everything has to go through some sort of level of compliance. Is there any way to still get the benefit with such restrictions?
Well, I've worked with some financial firms, Montgomery Janney Scott, for example, and I actually worked with professionals within that organization and talked to the compliance department at the same time. And we found out that there are some ways to upgrade so that you can bypass some of the traditional compliance restrictions. So I think that you're going to find that as LinkedIn continues to grow in influence, that these conservative compliance regulations are going to be loosened up a bit, and you're going to have more freedom to, really express what it is that your own particular focus and expertise is, as opposed to just the generic verbiage from the company headquarters, if you will.
And the generic stuff would never really work out that well. I think that it's got to be personalized, and I just haven't used it because it looked like it had too many complications. But if there's a way, I think we should.
Yeah, I think if you push in that direction, that'll be helpful. But you're right. It's really all any of these platforms are all about developing relationships over time to build on those relationships like I have with my investors. And so that's the ultimate objective. And it's LinkedIn certainly wanting to help you accomplish that.
Gary, what about the LinkedIn Premium feature? What would you, I believe that's a paid feature. What would be the benefits to it, you would think?
Well, I've used it off and on, but to be honest, most of the time that I've been on LinkedIn, I've been on the basic. I find that it's still pretty robust, although it isn't as robust as it used to be. Some of the features of the premium services are that you get to see everybody that's looked at your profile over the last 90 days versus just the last 5 people. So that alone I find to be a good prospecting tool. The fact that you have somebody that's already looked at your profile, maybe you're not connected on the first level, but a second or third level, it still gives you an opportunity to go ahead and expand that relationship. Like a warm lead. So that certainly is one of the things. And I'm also told that when you're in a premium, that you're going to be seen by a greater number of people in your network. The basic doesn't allow you a very wide visibility through your own existing network. So those are a couple of features. I also think that their sales navigator has a lot of exciting opportunities still, I think, in the development stage. But in terms of it generating leads, I think it's something to certainly take a look at and maybe try it free for a month and see the benefits for yourself.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. We should talk a little bit about groups because I think it's one of the most robust elements of the LinkedIn experience. So LinkedIn basically has over 2 million groups that you can join, although you're limited to just 50. So the value of joining groups is to be able to talk and start discussions with people that are in your ideal client sphere of influence. And so if you have schools that you went to or you have different organizations that you're part of, you can start to join groups and develop relationships based on those mutual contacts and interests. But another great advantage of being in a group is that you can message anybody within that group even if you're not connected to them. So I find that to be an awesome way around the LinkedIn policy of having to know their email or having some direct connection. So a couple things to think about it. And just in summary, my 50 groups allow me to post to up to 5 million people at any given time. So that shows you the influence that you can have through using those groups effectively.
Okay. Gary, we thank you for your presentation this evening. It's been enlightening. I think a lot of people here who will know what they can do to improve their LinkedIn profiles after this, I hope, and give them some good insight.
I appreciate that. I hope you'll all connect with me and visit my profile and see what's there, because you can get some ideas just by looking at it. But I'd love to connect with you all.
So just be Gary Kissel?
Gary Kissel, Kissel.
I had that right.
And in case you need my email, it's g.kissel@yahoo.com.